getting their bankers in. We're a full grid as well. Same with Premier. That's great to see.
Yes.
Honestly, not too common.
At the start of the game, there were like 15 people max, maybe.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that a lot of people are racing.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm curious to see if people will go for the
For the mediums.
yeah, for the mediums.
Yeah, exactly.
Go for the mediums at the start. I mean, the mediums are really great. And medium hard, it can be a great strategy because the mediums and the hards are just really great tires around this track. So
The softs, they overheat too much.
yeah, exactly. That's why the mediums and the hards are really great. I mean, you can extend them so much. That's the tire isn't honestly that bad. All right, we have a lot of people out on laps already. You know, Suzuki's already. He's had a little bit of practice. Obviously, I don't really know what happened in Premier Race with him, but he has his stroke quality, so we'll see what he does. A little bit of a twitch for him there, but he keeps it going. And he has a little bit of dirty air in front. That's always tough.
It's hard to lift the traffic on this track.
Yeah, you realize the same in Premier. A lot of people, there was a lot of crashes and a lot of hard to see. I mean, I never really impede people's laps, but like it's hard to notice. You already have a grip penalty here as well. As Suzuki's going to cross the line, what can he do with this lap, even with the twitch? And obviously a lot of dirty air. 15.6.
1 second faster.
That's a pretty solid banker. I'll say that. And then he had dirty air in the lap as well. It didn't look perfect. That's a great first lap from there. With Oscar going into P2 as well, 15.8. Not bad, not bad.
Oh, good. What was the pole time in the primitive?
I'm not sure, but Bass kind of destroyed everyone with it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was in the higher mid 14s. So.
It was 14.7.
14.7,
so
yeah.
Yeah, it's really good by Suzuki on that first lap.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised for a banker lap. That would have put you like pretty high up the grid in Premier for the banker laps. If he can improve on that, he can certainly set a good lap.
Sure.
I don't think they will get into the 14s, but I could expect like a 15.2, 15.3 maybe. Would not be surprised to see it.
Well, if he gets a 0.7 now, maybe, I don't know, maybe he can get it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what he can do. Grumpy going on board with Grumpy as well. Going into the third sector, break at the 100-meter board. Be careful of the traction. Is he on a lap? No, he backed out. He just backs out. And Monkey Pill retired. And Destroyer spins from his lap as well. Unlucky there. It's so easy to spin the car. There's been an incident between Monkey Pill and Destroyer, I think. I'm not quite sure what happened, but Monkey Pill's on the side of the road here. He has no front wing. The no ghosting is really struggling at some of these tracks. I mean, it's been a tough issue, and it's seemed to ruin a lot of other people's races.
Yeah, it's kind of heated discussion right now.
Yeah, I realize. I'm just like I won't be in it. It's hard. You can't really decide against it anymore because we had a poll against it and people wanted it off. So you kind of have to deal with it. That's what I try to do. And we have the Haas of I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name. On his lap. I think it's the first time for him in this league. We'll see what he can do as he crosses the line. What can he do? P7.
P7, Yori Kuipers.
Interesting. Well, obviously the banker laps aren't. I wouldn't say the banker laps are more important. If you get a good banker, it always helps. But they're kind of only there to set a representative side, see what you can do in the future, right?
Especially turn 1 and turn 3.
Certainly.
Those turns get much better, faster.
Yeah, I agree. You can at the start. I'm not even sure if you can go full throttle. You might be able to into turn 4, but versus turn 3, I'm not quite sure about it. But later on, it's just an AC flat. So great laps by people out here. As you're getting into the pits, your quick was actually retires from the session. He doesn't want to do another lap. Denal, though, on his lap. Going to the top of track, not this corner here. Going into turn 13. How aggressive is he? A little bit of a lift, but that was pretty solid. Someone on the side of the track there. Not quite sure what happened there. Denal goes down if keeps out the 4th gear. Always try to stay high gear into this right-hander. Make sure to not hit the curb. He's on the mediums though, so I'm curious if he'll go for that. It might be too early to go on the mediums, but
it's a really good strategy.
It is a good strategy, but is it worth it going on the mediums 10 minutes in? Would you want to wait for more track evolution, right?
I would wait for the track evolution. It's a gamble.
And he goes into P6. Great lap by another on the mediums. But it's a tough decision. He might not be wanting to go for the mediums. It might just be, if I get a good enough lap on mediums, I'll go for that. And he might go out on the softs later in case he needs to, right? In case he doesn't think it's good enough.
And if you watch the Premier race, he knows the final minutes will be chaotic on track.
Yeah, definitely.
So much people driving on the track.
Yeah, it's a big part of this track as well. Like, you kind of don't realize it before the race, but after the race, you can kind of look back at it. Ooh, Spooling getting some dirty air there. That was hard for Frost to get out as well. Rusty retires from the session. Is that a spin?
Yeah.
Ooh, unfortunately. A lot of spinners here. There's so many DNFs in quality as well. But it's just
fast right-hander.
You push a little, yeah, exactly. You push a little bit too much and you're just out. It's so easy to lose the car here. So we go on board with Tambo for a lap here. Goes into 4th gear. Oh, it goes a little bit wide. Well, will he back out of that? That was not an ideal turn one, but he keeps it going. He keeps it going. Yuppie being disqualified for going the wrong way as well.
What?
What is happening? I'm like, did he spin and try to turn around? Yeah, he was disqualified. So. He lost his quali lap. He lost his P4.
We already have 5 people out.
It's only been like 8. It's only been like 10 minutes, and we already have a lot of people out.
It's almost like a small full quali. Like this is Q1. 5 people out.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Almost like it. Ooh, Ankbank going into this lap here. Going to fast right-hander. Will he keep it? He keeps it full throttle. Track evolution is getting a lot better. He seems running a lot, really high downforce as well. So we'll see what he can do with this lap here. Keep it clean through the right-hander. Be careful on the traction. I saw here is a blind braking point. Always tough to not lock the brakes. Be careful to not be too much. And obviously this, the left curve there, you either have to mount it or you have to not hit it. If not, you're out into turn 13. He keeps it full throttle in 6th gear. Not bad. He has the confidence for it.
He lifts it a little bit.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
Yeah, not a lot. Keeping in 6th gear definitely helps though. Just goes to the end of the sector. Always be careful, don't go too wide. A little bit wide moment there, but he can still keep it through. And the chicane, always the top chicane here. Keeps it clean though. What can he do as he crosses the line? Gets 2nd place.
P2. Nice.
Hey, that's not far off Suzuki at all, but that shows how impressive the Suzuki's banker lap is. People can't beat it at all, even with the track evolution. He's doing extremely well.
The muscle memory he got from the previous race, like 1 hour ago.
Really yeah, certainly. He's already warmed up, you know. So we have Oscar here as well on the lap. He was only around 3 tenths behind on lap stop. What can he do? Can he gain it here? Touched the curb a little bit much, but he should be fine. Goes into turn 13, a little bit of a lift, but mounts the curb. That was really clean by him there. Ooh, obviously top hairpin here. Goes a little bit wide, but still keeps it clean. Be careful to not put it too wide in the exit. Keeps it clean. What can you do into this corner? Keeps it really narrow. Really nice by him here. Into the chicane. Ooh, and he loses a little bit of traction out of it, but it can still appear a great lap. Ah, and he backs out. He tried to go into the pits. Last second, unfortunate. Like the last second didn't quite work for him. Oh, Jesper crashes straight into the wall. I didn't see what happened, but I saw him running straight into the wall. Another crash. What is happening this session?
This is gonna be an interesting race.
I mean, with how much people are pushing here, either they have to slow down their pace, or there's gonna be a crazy race. It's, I don't even know what's happening. That's too much. I am so confused. A lot of people are lining up for the last lap soon. Grumpy on a lap. He's down in P13 right now. He will be trying to improve on his time here. But obviously he won't be trying to push it too hard, as a lot of people have been doing it this session. But he backs out. I think he invalidated his lap, unfortunate for him.
He still has enough time to do another stint.
Certainly does. Alabada hasn't got one out again after the medium stint though, so I'm curious what he will do. And Destroyer is out on the medium, seeing if he can improve his time. I'm curious what he can do. If he can get into the top 10 with this many people retired, he can certainly get it. But it's not easy, it's not easy.
It's a good lap, but 17.2 should be doable for mediums to improve that.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, it goes a little bit wide and invalidates a lap. Unfortunate. Obviously, you don't want to run too many laps on these tires either. Because that can be bad for the start of the race.
Yeah.
Frosty on his lap here as well. In the first sector, the fast right-hander. What can he do on this lap?
Validated his lap.
Ooh, unfortunate for him. The top four still in the pits as well. They're probably waiting for the last second to try to be the last person over the line to get the best track evolution, as it can be pretty massive on this track. Oh, unfortunate for Frosty there. A little bit of a moment.
Oh,
and he spins. Pushes it too hard and you're out. Unfortunate for him there.
You have to lift the throttle when you hit that curb.
Yeah, it's scary because you don't realize it before you're there. You're like, again, you might be fine. Sometimes you're fine, and sometimes.
Last year you could take it full throttle with low fuel, but this year it's.
I think it's possible, but you have to have a really high downforce setup as well, and it has to be really good track evolution. So if you're the last person out and you have a high downforce setup, I think you can do it, but is it really worth the risk?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think most people would do it. You have Alabama out on the mediums again, trying to set a better lap compared to 16.8 last time. Can he do it? The improved track will definitely help him. He will be trying to get into the top 10. Honestly, if he just gains 3 tenths, he will be top 5. So
that's crazy.
That's probably that might be his goal. But the mediums are really great, so he knows what he set himself up to. Now Suzuki and Oscar are out as well. Suzuki's still P1 though. No one is yet to beat him on that banker lap. Oh, lift a lot there. Oh, that was close.
Yeah. Oh, still purple sector on those mediums.
Interesting. I'm curious what his lap will be. This could be great. It goes wide here as well. Doesn't look like the best last sector. But obviously it's tough on those mediums to get a good quality lap. Clean chicane though, what can he do? What can he do as he crosses the line? Can he improve his time? Improves it to go P9. Not a bad lap. Not a bad lap. But still, you see, 1/10 more and he's top 5. So it's like, those times are crucial. It is really close in the midfield here. You have Tambra on his lap as well, really trying to improve, and he invalidated it. Unfortunate for him. He's backing out. He will have time for another lap though. Oscar on his lap as well. What can he do on here? Purple first sector for Oscar here. What can he get? He will be trying to fight Suzuki for the pole here. This is a crucial lap for them. Suzuki's on his lap as well. What can he do? Can he improve on his amazing banker lap?
He's going quick. Suzuki, that is.
Oh, Oscar let a lot of lift to the far right-hander. Might be a little down for a setup. I'm curious what he can do.
Right now I'm watching Suzuki and he is flying on his hot lap.
Let's go on board with Suzuki here. Goes in the fast right-hander. Oh, and he sends the car!
Whoa.
Oh, that's
No
invalidated.
invalidation.
Oh,
Not even
he
invalidated.
just invalidated? He went so wide. He had so much confidence going into that corner. I have not seen more confidence in a while. That was... I would not even have done that myself. He didn't even lift. I don't even think he lifted. I think he went straight in. That was... That's brave. That's really, really brave. And Oscar with a 15-3. What a lap, Oscar. But can Suzuki match it? As he goes across the line. Suzuki 15-4. I think he lost on time on that exit. I think he sent it a little bit too much. 15-4. Not a bad lap. Ankbank, though, still on this lap. Will be trying to take pole position. Can he do it, though?
Great lap by Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar. Really impressive by him. Just at the lap. Just kept it within limits. Ankbank, though. Can Ankbank set the lap here? This will be crucial for a starting position. Goes into the last sector. Doesn't want to push it too hard. Keeps it really clean. Through fifth gear. A little bit of traffic, but he should be fine. Not wide at all. That was a really clean sector here. Doesn't touch the curbs at all. That's a little bit of a twitch, but what can you do? As Ankbank goes across the line. And he says pole! 15-2. What a lap by Ankbank there. What a lap.
I think everybody's finished right now.
Yeah, everybody's out. A lot of people not improving their laps though on the last laps, but the top three really impressing. You see a massive gap between the top three and the rest. I think a lot of people just messed up their last laps. It's a lot of pressure. So
it's easy to invalidate, and you have to be confident on that fast right-hander.
Exactly, but also you have a lot of people who got retired and disqualified from the session. So we'll see what they can do. There's a lot of people.
We got one driver in the top 10 with the mediums, Alibata.
Yeah. It's a little bit used mediums, but still, honestly, you can hold the hard for so long that might really be worth it. The mediums, they last really long, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're faster after a couple laps. Obviously, it depends on the sector and everything. The start will be great for the others, but Impossible Bacon as well.
Impossible Bacon, yeah.
I did not know that. That was a great lap. P6 by him on the mediums. That will give him a huge head start. If you can just keep the pack on the mediums, you'll have a massive advantage, as your tires will just be so much better, and the softs in general.
4 laps, you going faster than the softs, I think already.
Yeah, I agree. The softs are really quick at start, so it's gonna be hard to keep up with them. But if he has a chance to, and if he can keep up, he'll have a lot of pace throughout the laps.
But he needs to keep it on track, not like he did in qualifying.
Yeah, I mean that's an important thing as well. I mean, I think a lot of people struggle with it in qualifying, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a dry race, and nothing is special there. They'll probably be delighted about us.
It looks a bit cloudy though.
It's a bit cloudy. Who knows? You know, Jeff. Jeff, I'm gonna need that weather report. You know. Who knows?
And then he says dries are the best, and he tells you nothing about the weather.
I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I mean, I can't relate with that. I mean, Jeff is always tough to believe. You can't really trust him. You kind of have to trust your own instincts. So, I sometimes don't even give information. But it's like, can you even trust his information?
Yeah, but it was the same in the Premier race, because at the start, when he told me like 15 minutes rain, I
Yeah.
was alright. Then a couple minutes later, I asked for a weather report. He said 10 minutes. I was like, cool, it's gonna rain soon. And then 1 minute later, he says it's gonna rain 15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's like, how did that happen?
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of how I feel it. I mean, I went into the pits, go for hards, then Jeff tells me it's gonna be wet for 15 minutes. Goes down this, then I go on the softs, and then after running 10 laps with the softs, he's like, "Yeah, okay, rain in 15 minutes." It's like, "Hey, didn't you say that 15 minutes ago? What's up with that?" It's you can't really believe him. You kind of have to just take a risk, and it doesn't always work out. I think like the most clear weather is before the race when you can see around when it's gonna start to rain. That's honestly the best prediction you have for rain because
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to trust Jeff.
Yeah, just look at the clouds and shit.
Just look at the clouds, just believe. Alright, yes, we're getting started. I'm curious to see if people will start on the hards. Honestly. I was surprised in the premiere to see that I was the only person to start on the hards.
Oh. I
Yeah.
think it's actually quite good.
I mean, it didn't help me to get front wing damage in turn 1, but if we talk except from that, starting on the hards seems like a good choice because the mediums are really, really strong. And if we can have the mediums to the end of the, or at the end of the race with a lot of people on old hards, that can be a great advantage.
Yep.
Okay, let me get this up. Feel free to go through the tire choices as well if you feel like it.
Let's see. So did someone go for the hards then?
Tambor goes on the hards. The only person on the hards. The rest are on mediums. I respect his position. He's P11 as well, so honestly, he's in a prime position if he can keep pace. But the hards are so tough to get to work at the start of the race, in my opinion. Like, they get so good when you have like 30% wear, but at the start, I feel like they're really tough.
Yeah, he just needs to follow someone that is, where he can stick behind.
Yeah, exactly. Just fall behind someone, save the ERS, and just hope for the best. He helps this Alabama with mediums in front of him.
Use a little bit of ERS to stick behind him, and then later on you can catch him.
Exactly. You have to use ERS when you're on that medium stint. Because that medium stint, when everyone's on old hards, you have such an advantage.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes. And obviously, Bacon on the mediums in the middle of the pack. That's honestly such a great advantage for him. I'm curious to see what he can do. Always have to keep it clean.
With the mediums, P6.
P6, yeah, it's pretty strong to be on the mediums, honestly. So I'm excited to see what they can all do going into turn 1. This is always a hard track to. The first laps are really tough on this track, in my opinion. Like, the fighting can be really rough, and a little bit of a mistake from the other driver, and you're kind of out.
Yeah.
So these first couple laps will be really intense. So we'll see what they can do.
Turn 2, as usual, is gonna be hella interesting.
Yeah, I agree. They have to just try all they can to keep it clean and keep their nose clean. A little bit of a mistake from a driver. I mean, it might not even be your fault, but you kind of just have to back out and hope for the best, right? So we get right to ES. We get on to the start of the race here. Move from in the grid real quick.
There we go.
Ready to 3, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're on. Ankbike has a decent start here, gets away pretty well.
Really good.
Oscar is so far behind. Ankbike just had a magical start. Ooh, made a bit of a twist for CB there, but got in front of Suzuki. Suzuki, not the greatest start for him. Obviously, Bacon losing a position as well. Going to this fast rider. Ooh, a little bit off for some drivers here. The first couple laps are always tough on the tires.
So far, so good.
But no big incidents yet. Chambo fell on P12, but he's on those hards, so it's kind of fair enough. The Alpine going down the inside of Nico here. Can they not get in front? Oh, no. Albada goes in front, though. Ooh, Denola's a little bit too confident, kind of lost the positions. Let's go to the fast right-hander, most of them. A little bit of a look from Bacon there, but he didn't go for it.
It's already showing good pace on those mediums.
Yeah, certainly. It's a good first lap arm there.
Oh,
Ooh.
and Frosty's our first spinner.
Ooh, unfortunate for Frosty. That's not a great start for him. Start on the softs, the spins. He got it back cleanly though. I don't see any damage, so he should be.
No, maybe his rear, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's fine. He'll have really hot tires though. Recovering from a spin on those tires will be tough. See what we can do.
Got a few guys going into the pits.
Another bugged here, yeah. You see Spool and Rusty and Chase has into the pits. And Oscar retires from the race. What happened here? The leader. Is that a safety car?
Turn 2 incident.
He goes from being second place straight to the back of the grid. One lap. That's so unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Ankbike keeps his first place. I don't know if that's a safety car or a virtual safety car. I can't quite see it on my screen. That's just a little bit bugged. But
it's a virtual.
it's a virtual safety car. Alright. Yeah, the lead person's a little bit bugged. Yeah, it's really unfortunate for him. But that obviously helps other people pit a little bit. Gives them a little bit of an advantage.
I'm not sure if Oscar spun by himself or
I didn't have time to see it. That's tough for him there, going from P2 straight down. It's never fun.
Impossible Bacon.
P4. P4. That's really strong by him. Yeah. And he's not too far away, so he can keep within here. Honestly, that'll be a great start for him. He's looking in such a strong position because honestly, yeah, the soft runners are really strong right now, but for how long?
For how long? Yeah, it's not long.
Ooh, Impossible Bacon lost so much time on the restart though. Suzuki though might be going for a move on CD. Does he want to go for it? Nah, he's too far away. He's too far away. Ankpine just pulling away at the front. Great start from there. Not a lot of battles. People trying to keep it clean. Obviously, AlphaTauri on the hards, just keeping it clean. Haas in the pits as well, huh? Motorcyclers in the pits. Going for those hards early on. So a little bit of an accident, unfortunately, for him.
Right now, Tomba, the only guy with the hards, is
He's holding on really well.
You know? Yeah, it's going just fine.
As long as he can hold on to those medium runners, he doesn't have a point. He probably won't be able to hold on to the soft runners, but if the medium runners can hold on to the soft runners and he can hold on to the mediums, then
yeah, exactly.
I mean, then he's fine. Because obviously the hards are a lot slower than the softs, but he's holding on really well. He has to just keep it going, try to stay within the DRS when that gets there as well. That will help him a lot.
And Suzuki is going for an overtake, I think.
Oh yeah, he's off his DRS, really close there. That's just getting in front. It's just a clean move on the straight, nothing special, but great overtake by him there. He kind of had to get it done as I think he knew he had faster pace, but he had an unfortunate start. He wants to catch up here. Nico John and Alabata fighting it. Alabata around the outside though. The outside is hard. It's a little bit quicker at the start section, but can Alabata get him back? Alabata, oh, they're side to side, going into these corners. But Nico John on those softs has so much more grip. He has so much more grip on that outside with those softs. Great battle by them both here. And this is helping Tambor so much that they're fighting, but the problem is that the pack in front loses a lot of time. But they can stay, with them fighting, that means they can stay within. They're really close here. Tambor might be going for a move as well. Hold on, this DRS straight in here as well.
You should just stick behind him, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what most of them are doing. Just they don't want to fight. As you see how much time it loses. Nico John and Alabata had a fight, and they already lost 2.5 seconds to Grumpy. Suzuki though is getting closer to Ankbank.
Yeah, but he got a time penalty.
Yeah, that's tough for him early on. Yeah, it's always a bummer.
Half a second quicker in one lap on Ankbank. It's good.
Yeah, he will. I wouldn't be surprised to see him sticking close to Ankbike throughout the race. We'll see. Ankbike pushed really hard early on, but Suzuki was kind of held up, so we'll see. We'll see what I can do. Frosty fighting with Jay here as well. Got in front. Does a clean move. Frosty just has to try to do the most he can to get past people on the before the softs start dying out. Obviously after the unfortunate start for him.
Yeah, the softs should be maybe going slower in the 1 lap or something, 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah, I think they're still faster, but if you get, but it's just he might be able to get into the DRS train, but can he get past that section? I feel like he will stick in the DRS train. He can't really do much because the tires are just not fast enough. We just obviously a problem for him. Bacon losing pace to the soft runners, which is bad for him. But honestly, he's not. He's just not. He's still within 5 seconds of Ankbank, and he has medium tires. So it's honestly not that bad. Obviously, it's hard for him. It was hard for him to keep up, but if he can, Suzuki's pitting on lap 6. Did he have damage?
Really early.
Or is he going for an undercut? We'll see what he does. He does not have damage. He just go for an He's going for a 2-stop, I think, on the mediums. Early on, he'll be trying. He wants to get in front of Ankbank. He knows Ankbank has a lot of pace, so he's just banking on it. But it's just the soft will be dropping off really soon. But was it too early?
There's plenty of clean air right now. You can just go full out.
Certainly.
No traffic.
Which is definitely it. I think that's exactly what he wants to do. Spinner in sector 1 as well. I'm not quite sure what happened.
JH.
Unlucky for JH there. He'll be to try to tumble back up the order. You lose a lot of time on that, but you kind of have to keep your confidence up. It's always hard when something bad happens to you to keep the confidence up, but you have to keep it up, and things can always happen in a race, so you should never give up. Obviously, this DRS train
is slightly getting closer, not by much, but
yeah, he's getting a little bit closer. I think the mediums are starting to work for him. So
yeah.
obviously Stevie. Ankbank tries to cover the undercut here.
Oh.
What can you do? Can Suzuki get in front? Was he fast enough? I'm not sure. I think the soft might still have been faster on that lap there. Goes in the mediums as well. What can he do? Suzuki getting down the straight now. Can he get close enough? Using all of his ERS to try to get close. There's a lot of ERS. Can he get in front? They will be really close. Ankbank seems to be in front now. But can he get moved? No, he's too far back. He gained a little bit of time, but not enough.
Great inlet by Ankbank.
He's a lot closer though, but that's what I thought. I didn't think the soft were obviously slower than the fresh mediums, but I just don't think they were slow enough for it to be worth it.
Yeah.
But he's a lot closer now though, so he can stick in a DRS train. He has a lot of DRS to use, so they both do. So.
Oh, and Temba and Destroyer going side by side.
Oh, Destroyer getting behind as well. That was close, but this is the problem now. Temba and Destroyer going to side. You see how they already lost time? Like Destroyer's already out of the DRS train now. He's gonna have to push for that. But Temba, will he go for the move again? Ooh, he had a little bit of a look.
He wants his position back for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The problem with this fighting is they just lose that DRS train, which is not great for Temba or Destroyer. But they're still close enough to get it.
And Suzuki are going at it as well.
Oh, Suzuki's still behind. Will they go at it down the straight again, though? As you get into the chicane, Suzuki's really close, and you'll have DRS. Cheeseheads and Rusty had an incident here. I think that's a safety car, full core safety car.
Safety car, oh.
That is so bad for Suzuki and Ankbank, though.
Yeah.
They will lose so much. Honestly, Grumpy is looking in a great position now. And honestly,
Stevie
Bacon as well should. I would not be surprised to see Bacon pit for the hards. And
look at Stevie and Jesper. They jumped Ankbank and Suzuki because of that safety car.
Yeah, they jumped it so much as well. That's really unlucky for Ankbank and Suzuki. The timing. And Suzuki was he was really close to Ankbank as well. He really wanted the move. He just couldn't get it. But it definitely helps JH at the back as well. The spinners, it definitely helps.
To see if the medium runners will go into the pits.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them going to the pits, honestly, but I'm excited to see what they can do.
Temba can stay out.
Temba should stay out. I would not. He doesn't really have reasons going on the other tires, but But like
really nice for him.
Bacon, I like Grumpy and Nico obviously will dump straight into the pits, but I'm curious about Bacon and Alabata. You know, Denaw, Yuppie. What can they do? Are they gonna go straight into the pits? Or gonna stay back, try to extend the stint?
So he's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it, and he goes in.
Yep, goes in.
That's a good decision by him. Honestly, I would definitely do the same. As the hearts hold for really long in this. Grumpy as well goes into the pits. Alabata into the pits. Denaw stays out though.
Yeah, and Yuppie as well.
Interesting decision by them. They might be wanting to extend it. Destroyer gets
They
in
might
the
stick
pits.
to their original strategy to just go medium hard.
Yeah, definitely. But that might work out as well. Obviously, because the other people have a lot less tires to the end. But we'll see what they can do. I'm surprised to see Alabata going on the mediums again. He's sticking to a 2-stop then, as he started on the mediums. That's an interesting strategy.
He wants to be quick at the end of the race with the softs.
Definitely. I mean, you have Bacon as well. He also went for the mediums. And but obviously Bacon, honestly, with a great position here, he's in the net lead of the race, as the 4 people in front haven't pitted. But he has to pit again, so it's like, was it really worth it going onto those mediums?
But they wouldn't be able to stretch the mediums that long anyway.
Yeah, true. They could, but I think it will go for a puncture. So I'm curious to see what these people would do. You have Spoon and Dub in the back going for the softs. I think Spoon is so far back. They said I just need to make up positions in this safety car restart, and then just pit and try to make a gap. Like I think that's he kind of gambles on it, but it could work if he gains positions. But from the back of the grid, that's gonna be tough. That is tough. I think Tambar will be struggling here though. On the hards, you have to keep them warm. Obviously, it's really hard, and then obviously the exit as well. I think he'll just be struggling as well with all the people on fresh mediums behind him. He's gonna get eaten up. He just has to try to keep on.
He can gain positions as well. Mediums will fall off at some point.
Yeah, true, but it takes a little bit. It takes a while. So I think he'll be struggling on the first couple of laps, but it will get better. It's just the safety car restarts on hards are always hard because the tires just don't get warm.
You just yield some positions at the restart, and then you just defend your position.
Yeah, definitely.
Place where you can overtake on this track is probably the main straight.
Yeah, there's not that many more, unless you go, you kind of go side to side from the start, and then you can go through there, but the only place you really overtake is there. So if he can just keep his ERS high and not make too many mistakes in the middle of the lap, he can keep his position. Because his position is really great. If he can keep P4, and he'll be on mediums to the end of the race, he's looking really strong. And with a lot of people going for 2 stops as well, but that's what I'm curious to see what they can do. Obviously they'll be on the softs to the end, but
the softs they I don't trust them on this track.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it as they can dive in these. Oh, Destroyer spins and retires.
I saw that. Fuck.
I was watching that live. What the? He lost traction.
And he's out.
Wow, that's a heartbreak for Destroyer. Safety car's in this lap as well. Kind of ironic as this guy just spawned in safety car, but
yeah, it's kind of dubious.
this game isn't that realistic, but wow, that's a heartbreak for him. He was in P3 and then splints. That's great for Tambar though. He's just gaining on those hards.
He's working his size right now, pretty hard.
Yeah, I see it. He's doing everything he can to get those hards working. He will have to do everything to get this safe car restart. If he messes up a little bit, he will get eaten up by the medium runners with better traction. Safe car gets into the pits. Denaw starts fast on it, immediately out. Tambar, what does he do? Tambar is already... He's a little bit far back. Impossible Bacon it. He's going for a move here, down to turn 1 I think. But can he get it? Bacon gets in front. Tambar doesn't fight it. Honestly, a pretty good decision by him. It's not worth it at this point. Ooh, a little bit of a spinner here. Jesper spun it. Ooh, that's tough for him. Really unfortunate for him. Tambar though. Tambar got overtaken by Stevie as well.
Yeah.
I kind of expected it. He just gets eaten up on those hards, on those first hard laps. It's just so hard to get him into the working window, and then the fresh mediums are just, they're so quick around this track.
And he has Angbank and Suzuki behind him now.
Yeah, and they're really quick drivers.
Safety car.
That really unfortunate for them with the safety car, but you know they're quick. Obviously, Spoolen not really being able to make moves here. Trying to make a move on Jay Age, but he has to do so as well. Those soft, you just can't quite get him to work. If you can get him to work, it can get you a lot of positions. But if you mess up that, that's kind of your it's kind of a risky move. So it doesn't seem to kind of pay off for him.
Overall, it's so hard to overtake on this track.
Yeah, definitely. Frosty trying to go back at Nico on the straight here. What can he do? Going side to side into turn one. Frosty breaks a little bit later on the inside. He has outside line for the next turn. They're really close, but he has the worst line into the next quarter. Nico stays in front. Oh, Tambar getting overtaken by Eichbach as well.
They were side by side.
Ooh, Suzuki. What happened to Suzuki?
Oh, just dropped down pretty hard.
He must have spun after a little bit of a fight then. That's so unfortunate why. I mean, it was looking so great. It might have been a fight with Eichbach or something that made it tough. Oh, Tambar is getting eaten up on these hards. He can't do anything. Yeah. He's struggling so much more now. Just the people having the fresh tires.
There's Monkey Pill behind him. Laps old mediums as well.
Yeah, that'll.
Fortunate for him.
At least you can have Monkey Pill holding up some people, so you know.
Yeah.
That helps them out. But Yuppie ended now with a great start for them, just staying in front, which is exactly what they have to do on these tires. DRS enabled. Bacon wants to go for a move on Yuppie here. I think he's close with a little bit less DRS though. None of them have especially much. Bacon might go for a next lap though with DRS, but Yuppie obviously has DRS as well, so we'll see what they can do. Stevie's starting to lose touch, trying to stay within. He needs to stay within that DRS when Eichbach starts to catch up.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what they can do here. As they get closer and closer every lap. Tambar already 3 seconds behind Eichbach. Those mediums are so much quicker. That's.
Yeah. Oh, and Tambar spins.
A little bit of a snap. I think he's fine. He keeps it on track, but that loses him another like 1.5 seconds. And Monkey Pill is already with him now. He's struggling so much on those hards. That's kind of how it is after a safety car restart. Getting those hards into the working window and actually driving well with them is always really difficult at the start.
And then
what happened? Janot spins.
One of the final corners, out of nowhere.
Oh, and that's so unfortunate by him. He has to go and he spins again.
Yeah, tires are so hot right now.
That's so bad for him. He's gonna have to go straight into the pits. So unfortunate. That's a heartbreak for Janot. And Yuppie getting overtaken as well by Bacon. Bacon obviously on the 2 stops, so he just has to speed up to anything he can. Wow, such a heartbreak for so many spins around this track. It's so easy to just lose the car and just ruin your race.
And when your tires are overheated, it's so hard to bring them down.
Yeah, exactly, and that always makes it difficult. Stevie's getting close to Yuppie though. Yuppie seems to be struggling on those old mediums. He might have to go into the pits soon. 0.3 of a second. Monkey Pill also really close here.
And Tambar went off track. Just where he went off the
Tambar. He keeps it on track, but again, he keeps losing space. He can't quite get those hards to work. Unfortunate for him. He still has a chance to end the race, but that's going to be tough. Obviously, Grumpy, you see 6 seconds behind Eichbach now. Yuppie goes into the pits. Good choice. Does he go for that? He should go for the hearts, right? I would not be surprised if
He
he
should.
goes for
He
the
should.
hearts. If he wouldn't, I would be certain. He goes on the mediums. Really? He's sticking to a two-stop then. That's really like for him to bet if he's going for a two-stop. I was surprised he didn't do it under the safety car. If he went for a two-stop, that's surprising.
Well, we'll see how it will work out in the end.
Who knows? He might have a lot of pace, but he has to look all the way to the back of the order. Obviously has clean air,
It's
but
clean air, so
he's
he can push
far
him
back.
right now. He can push.
Well, yes, JH wanting to push him, but the fresh tires will help him a lot. Jesper and Frosty really close as well. Ooh, a spinner there, isn't it? No, they're just really close. A virtual safety car who spun it. I'm not quite sure what happened here.
Impossible Bacon has a 3-second gap.
Wow. I don't think CD spun either, because then Ankman would catch up. I think Bacon just have driven some amazing laps.
Yeah.
He has amazing pace on those mediums. So if he keeps it up like this, then I can understand the two-stop, but obviously again, it's just the fact we have to stop again is always hard.
Yeah, he still needs to go to another compound.
Yeah, he has to go on he's definitely going to go on the softs, but so we'll see what he does. This is tough for Ankbank though. Ankbank, all he wants to do is just catch up. He needs, obviously, he seems to be going for a two-stop as well. Huh? He might be going for a one-stop, but he'd be stretching those mediums way too far for that, in my eyes. But he wants to use all his pace, but he can't because of the safety cars. He's lost so much out of it.
Yeah, and Sporlin and Frosty are making use of this virtual safety car and went into the pits.
Yeah, straight for those hards. Good decision by them. To stay for the rest of the race.
Yeah. That's a really good decision. Oh, and Tambar hits Monkey Pill maybe?
Ooh, that's a
drive
to penalty for Suzuki as well.
Oh, his race
Suzuki's race is ruined now. That's so unfortunate by him. He was looking so great at the start and he's just went downhill from there. That's tough.
Just still a car in some... Oh, it's gone.
Yeah. Ooh, Suzuki DNFs. He retires from the session. Is that a DNF or is that a rage quit?
No, I think he spun. He spun in the past right-hander.
Wow. So many people out of the race already. That's everything can happen. It's crazy. So you never have to give up. Ooh, Tambar must have messed up. He got overtaken by your Capers as well. Huh? He's struggling. He so much. He just can't get those pace. He has to get rid of those hearts soon. It's not working for him.
I think he has lost confidence as well. He spun 2 times at the same corner. Yeah,
definitely. That's unfortunate by him. He had a good momentum at start, but he kind of lost it. As Nico John as well goes on his outside, he just
pressure hearts.
And he's overtaking the out as well by Jesper. Does he have damage?
He might.
He's getting eaten up in these corners. Not quite sure what happened, but we'll see if he goes diving into the pits going into the next lap. Jesper close to Nico as well on those mediums. He has to try to get the overtake as fast as possible. Bacon though, 4-second gap. He just keeps building it. Ankbang is catching up though to Stevie. He just needs to get in front to try to catch up to Bacon again. That's around the same strategy. Let's see.
Using ERS.
I don't think he's close enough, but I think he wants to close up. He might go for it though. We're getting really close here.
And you see the
oh, he has a little bit of a look.
Stevie doesn't have ERS anymore.
Yeah, but an Ankbag has been saving up and not using all of his pace. I think he's ready for the move. So Stevie will be struggling into these next laps. Obviously, Ankbag doesn't like having to stay behind here. The fighting will not help.
And Ankbag has 75% ERS and Stevie 16.
Yeah, definitely. He's been saving his ERS really well this race.
Yeah.
Goodbye. JH with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Heartbreak for him. Obviously, you have Tambor as well. Into the pit. I think he might have had damage. Might have been a little bit of a spinner. Who knows? We've seen a
He's
lot
on
of
better
those.
tires right now. Let's see how he does.
He's higher than most of the grids, so we'll see. We'll see if he can catch up. He's far. He has a lot of free air as well, but he's so far away from the grid because he lost so much time that it's gonna be tough for him. We'll see what he can do towards the end of the race here. Ankbank though, going into the last corner. He is really close. 4 tenths. Using his ERS, 90% ERS. Stevie does not have much. And I think he's worth it. Yeah, he just flies past.
Yeah.
Not even a chance for Stevie to find it. Well, Ankbank 4.6 seconds to Bacon. That's quite a gap. I'm curious to see what he can do if he can use some of his pace, some of his ERS. Nico drawn into the pits as well. The hards from the hards might have had some damage.
Damage.
Oof, that's
It's the
unfortunate.
drive-through penalty, I guess.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that. That might be it as well. Unfortunate for him. That's also that's a heartbreak.
And
Virtual safety car as well. What is happening? What happened now? I didn't even see anything.
I don't see any car standing still.
Huh. Oh, yeah, there's been so many of these already that I don't even know. I about 7 seconds to Bacon now. What happened now? What's happened
Maybe
here?
he's spun.
Yeah, he must have lost
Or
some
he's
time.
just creating a gap to get...
He might be creating a gap in the VSC though. Who knows? JH, another speed in the pit lane. What?
And Engman goes into the pit. Smart decision.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see Bacon not doing it. Honestly, as you gain so much time. I think that's bad. I think that's gonna lose him so much.
Yeah, but on what titles do they go? Because they went for medium, right? I'm not sure what size they all started right now.
Yeah, it's
confused.
Ankbank's going for the mediums. Yeah, I agree. I agree on that decision. Obviously, Bacon would have to go for the hards. That might be why I didn't go for it.
Yeah.
But it's out. He will gain so much time on that, though. Ankbank will definitely be in that P1 after this.
Yeah,
So he's in a great position.
got traffic behind him. Oh,
He has a lot of
Okay, there you go.
he has a lot in front of him here. Ooh, Ankbank will have to try to fight through the field. He has so many he has 2 drivers to overtake before he gets some clean air.
out of nowhere, Jori Kuipers is at P5.
Yeah, he had a great recovery, but obviously he pitted at the start of the race, like lap 2 or 3. Those hards will struggle if he wants to keep them.
Should be able to go long and then maybe go for a softs.
Yeah,
At the
but
end.
he might go for it. It's hard to say what he
finish with this set of tires.
He might be able to, but he will probably get eaten up with that use of tires.
And Engbank is already closing in on Jesper.
Yeah, those fresh mediums have so much pace.
Look, he's
Such no man. Yeah, he will have to overtake him soon. JH with the retirement as well.
out.
Another spinner. How
No
many
safety
people
car.
are we gonna see? I don't think so. Yeah, it's
Engbank doesn't
nothing.
get close enough. Oh, he goes for the dive. Little bit of contact.
Oh,
Pushed
Ankbank.
right.
Ankbank
There he
spins
goes.
it out. Oh, he went for a dive bomb. That was not worth it. He should have kept his confidence. No, he should have kept his patience up. But no, he wanted to go for it and he spun around. He got penalized for it. That happens when you don't have patience. That helps Grumpy so much though, and Bacon's just in a prime position after that.
7.7.
Yeah, he has a gap, and with Ankbank, his main competitor spinning, he's gonna be in a great position to the end of the race.
Definitely.
He'll be happy about that one. Obviously, you have Alabama always also starting on the medium, so he's got to go pit again. Monkey Pill's been staying out for so many laps, 20 laps now on these mediums. I'm curious to see what he wants to go for.
Kind of curious he went into the pit with the virtual safety car.
Yeah, honestly, pretty surprising. So we'll see what he wants to do. He probably wants to go for those softs.
Yeah. That's almost a medium soft.
Yeah,
strategy for
I think medium soft is very doable, but I think the medium hard are just so much better because the mediums are just so much better than the softs.
Yeah.
Like I think the medium soft is very doable. It's just the softs are bad at this track. So
And Yuri Kaupas is closing in on him.
yeah, he's having great pace on the mediums. No, on the hards. My bad. Honestly, he's been driving a great recovery race.
Yeah.
But obviously, the Jesper behind him as well on the mediums, wanting to catch up.
3 seconds.
We'll see what they can do. They're the only one close at the field right now. Obviously, they all have.
Oh, he's going for it.
Oh, he's going for the move. He has so much more ERS.
No.
Tries out, looks on the inside, doesn't have it though. You see this monkey pill, 10% ERS, and George Kickers with 84%.
Oh.
That's a dive.
Jordy went a little bit wide, and Jesper took advantage.
That was great by Jesper.
Yeah.
It always looked like a little bit of a dive, but no, that's just a mistake. Just a mistake done. And he takes advantage of it. Great by him. And Jesper has so much more ERS as well. He will catch up to Monkey Pill. Jesper suddenly looking in a better situation here. You see Monkey Pill is struggling on those old hards. He has not on old mediums, my bad. But he has to pit soon, right?
Yeah, but the softs will be hard to last in 10 laps, I think.
It will be a stretch, but it's always like it depends on how much you can do on the mediums. And right now, if he's struggling a lot, so if he loses too much pace, he might just have to go for it.
Yeah, after the 6-9 laps.
Yeah, exactly. Ankbank, obviously with the fastest laps, he's having great pace, but
just that minor spin he had.
Yeah, that was
so much.
Well, it wasn't. I wouldn't call it minor. Actually, it cost a lot. It lost him like 10-12 seconds. So.
And Yuri Kaupas went past Monkey Pill.
Ooh, great move
line
really there.
Struggling. I think he's going into the pits.
Yeah, Monkey has to pay. He's struggling so much on those mediums. It's just not working after these many laps. You don't want too many laps on the softs, but when your tires are this dead, it's just not worth it to stay out.
No, exactly. You're losing so much time.
Yeah, he goes straight into the pits.
There he goes.
Good decision, man. Your Kuipers wanting to catch up as well. Honestly, not too many drivers with penalties this race, so not bad. A little bit of a spinner. I think that's Nico. Yeah, Nico spun it. He's the other way around. What is he?
Oh, and he damaged his rear, I think.
I'm not sure. Was he? Did he crash trying to go into the pit lane? I think he did. That is
maybe he spun on the final curve because
yeah,
he
might have
stretch those arcs quite long.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's not great for him there. If he has rear wing damage as well, that's especially tough. It's not easy to keep up, and it's a virtual safety car. Bacon has to take advantage of this, right? Yeah, he goes straight into the pits. Bacon has such an advantage with that. And Ankbank has no chance. With the spin from Ankbank, he just has no chance to stay even close. I think impossible. Bacon gets a massive gap here. Stevie as well, yeah.
Probably about that. Right, goes for it as well.
Going straight for the softs.
Going for the softs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Jesper as well. Great discipline. Yeah, they're all into the pits. I don't think Ankbank is though, which I'm not surprised to see. He shouldn't go into pits either, but I think he loses too much from this. You can't push. Oh, and they
P3.
P3, yeah. Well, that's not bad for him. But still, you see this gap. You see this gap. It's hard to say. It's a 4-second gap to Steven and a 10-second gap to Bacon again, and they have softs in front. Fresh softs. Those first lap on fresh softs are absolutely amazing, right? So honestly, they will probably just build a gap. I don't think Ankbank has a chance.
But he can defend his podium. It's still a good result after that spin.
Certainly, yeah, definitely after the little spin. I think P3. I think he should be happy with the P3. Just has to keep it clean, not get a penalty for the people behind.
And I still remember what happened to Stevie last week in China.
Yeah, he's been unfortunate. It's twice now.
I'm not one cursing or anything, but he spun in the final laps.
Yeah, when you after that fight, you know, the P1 P2 battle went from being DNFs. So you know, you never know what's gonna happen. I'm like surprised with all the incidents happening lately. It's been crazy. I don't even know what's happening myself. There's so much happening.
The curbs are just too much.
Yeah,
if you look at how the race went in Zandvoort, the curbs were much safer in real life than on the game.
Yeah, I realized that myself. They can go on those curbs, but not really here.
Already over to Grumpy on the main straight.
Yeah, Grumpy. I think he's struggling here. Like, yes, he's in mediums, but people on soft behind him will be really quick, and I think they have great enough pace. If Jesper and Kuiper just has enough pace, they get him quickly. Because their softs are just so quick in the first couple of laps, but you just have to try to keep them behind until they start getting worse.
I'm looking at Angbang, and the gap between Steve and Angbang didn't increase.
Yeah, Angbang's driving great.
Stops. Yeah.
That's
he still has a chance for P2, I think.
Well, he has to improve the gap, but when those softs start dropping off, if he can keep the pace with fresh softs, when those softs start dropping off, that can be really good for him.
And Steve
has a penalty. Oh, that's crucial for Angbang. Angbang has to keep it clean, get within 3 seconds.
But I just saw Angbang going over the track limit himself. He might be on two warnings.
That'll be tough for him. He had a 17.9 there, so he's 6/10 off but Bacon's pace. Pretty solid. Yuppie going into the pits now. That's tough for him. Not quite sure what happened there. Might have had damage or something, but that's gonna cost him so much. Yeah, it puts him on 10th place. Obviously, Tambar not being in luck with anything in this race. It's been a tough race for him. But with all the safety cars as well, his strategy just didn't work out.
No, I was thinking he was the only guy on the hards. I was like, maybe he can do something else. But
I mean, if he didn't mess up a little bit, I think he could have gone well. But again, I think the fact there's been so much like safety cars and virtual safety cars, I think it just messes him up.
Yeah.
Like with Auda, the hards are really great at the start, but the 2-stop is really great when you have. I think we had like 4 or 5 virtual safety cars and 1 full safety car. Then the 2-stops is just faster because you don't lose as much time in the pit stops. So I think it could have worked, but unfortunately it didn't for him on this occasion. That's why it's always risky, but you have to try. You always have to try. Angbang is still keeping pace. Well, honestly, I'm surprised to see him keeping this much pace. But Bacon is driving up his mind.
He needs 1 second and not get a track warning himself.
Yeah, definitely. Bacon with a 22-0 and Stevie with the same sector. What can Angbang do in the first sector here? Yeah, Angbang as well, driving the same sector as Bacon and Stevie on those a little bit older mediums. I think Angbang is just driving great laps here.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised. 50.9 here for Bacon. What does Stevie do?
The soft tires might be overheating already. Maybe.
Yeah, Stevie lost 5/10 in that middle sector to Bacon. Didn't quite see Angbang's sector, but Angbang seems to be catching up already, so that's...
Yeah. He's closing in.
It shows. I mean, the tires are great in certain sectors, but when you get to that last sector, the softs are skewing.
Sector 1 as well.
A 17.4 for Bacon. What can Stevie do? 18.3. And a 17.6 for Angbang. Angbang has been faster than both of them here. Angbang's pace is just really great.
He's going 7/10 faster than Stevie.
Yeah, he will catch up quickly with this. I don't think he will get him on track, but he will definitely get him on penalties.
We might get him on track still, huh? I wouldn't be surprised.
It's 4 laps, so It's gonna be hard, and he has to get the overtake done as well, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, I think he might be able to catch up, but he has to get the overtake as well.
And right now Jesper is.
Ooh, Bacon had a bad second
hard.
sector there. At 51.7, you already see those softs are struggling. 51.4 for Stevie. And a 51.2 for Ankerbank. Ankerbank is just driving better than them all. I think the soft are already starting to struggle with the overheating. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. Obviously, Ankerbank is driving out of his mind, but
yeah, he's pushing really hard.
yeah, he has to do it, and the mediums are doing great with it. That's the problem with the softs. You want to push really hard, but they just die so quickly.
And right now, Ankerbank is net P2.
Yeah, so honestly, Ankerbank is just driven flawlessly, but without that spin, he's been driving really well. He definitely had the pace this weekend.
Jesper's going on Grumpy on the main straight.
Ooh.
Gets it quite easily.
Yeah. Grumpy doesn't seem to fight it. Grumpy can still get him again though. The mediums are really great, so who knows? Depends on their pace on the mediums. And Frosty as well on the overtake on Monkey Pill with the old hards.
Wow.
Monkey Pill would not like that when he's on these softs.
But he doesn't mind because Frosty has a time penalty.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe played safe a little bit.
There's no point in fighting it, so just try to go with. Unfortunate for him. See how we're doing in the laps here. Bacon, not a great lap from Bacon here, honestly. He's lost so much pace this lap. A 22.5. He must have done a bad spin or something for that lap. I didn't quite see what happened.
He doesn't need to push that hard. He has such a big gap. He doesn't need to push that much.
Yeah, and Ankerbank 2/10 faster than Seabury last lap as well. He's not that much faster because the stops are still great, but he's driving great. And honestly, Bacon, he just doesn't really have to push that hard, so there's no really reason for it.
Yeah.
So
all he needs to do is not spin.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what he's doing. I don't think he's trying to push it too hard, just keeping it calm as he has such a gap. A little bit of a mistake and he's out, so. And he doesn't seem to be pushing too much. He actually seems to be pushing pretty hard, honestly.
Yeah, just to
never mind about that. A 50.4 again, that's a great sector by him. So yeah, he's definitely pushing. He wants a fast lap. Steve with a bad sector though, 51.5. And a 51.3 for Ankerbank, so again, Steve losing time in all the sectors. Like, I think, yeah, there you go, Bacon with fast lap.
Bacon.
I think he kind of just had a cooldown lap to get those tires cooled.
Yeah,
that might have been it. Had a cooldown lap to get those tires cooled and then go for a fast lap.
That's actually really smart.
That is a good idea. And then he goes to. Props to him, honestly. I wouldn't even have thought about that myself.
No, me neither.
That's smart by him. Yeah, he's already driving slower on the next lap. He's just not pushing as much. 6/10 down in first sector for him.
And there's a small little train between Frosty, Monkey, and Jumpy.
Yeah, I see this. I expect through there.
Monkey has got a good sector 3.
Ooh. This can be interesting, honestly. Yuppie has better tires as well, and they have another lap, but can't get in front. Frosty, obviously, with the hards, holding them all up.
Oh, Frosty's having trouble.
I would not be surprised to see some of these softs go for a dive bomb, but none of them have ERS. They kind of have to get it in the corners, but they're just not close enough. They're doing everything they can to get close. Frosty, obviously with the time penalty, unfortunate, but Yuppie wants a position on Monkey Pill here. That can be crucial for him.
The Monkey Pill will get DRS every time from Frosty.
Definitely. And Grumpy as well. He's 9 days behind. Okay, yeah. He lost a lot in that sector 3 there. I think he just lost DRS as well. Yeah. Spotted he was in contention for P5, but he obviously has his time penalty as well. So unfortunate for him. Yuppie is pretty close to Monkey Pill here. He might. Oh, he has a lot of Monkey Pill messes up the exit. Monkey Pill is close. He has a. Monkey Pill has more DRS though, but yeah. Oh yeah, Yuppie has so much more speed. Guess the overtake down cleanly. That's great for Yuppie to get it on the last lap of the Grand Prix. I don't think Monkey Pill can fight back. With a little bit older tires as well, those softs are just dying for Monkey Pill at this point. He doesn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. I don't think we'll see much more. Yeah, Monkey Pill seems to be struggling on those tires. It's when you get this far, this is the moment where the softs just drop off. This is probably where Ankbank will gain the most as well.
Yeah, but he needs to stay behind because of the time penalties. He still
exactly.
can gain on Frosty.
I don't think he'll lose that much time though, but he might be.
Oh, we have the winner already.
Yeah, we got Impossible Bacon with the win. Ankbank in second place. Great loss by him and Stevie P3. Well waste by all of them. Obviously unfortunate for Stevie with the penalty, but that's what happens. The stops were tough. What can we do here? Can Monkey Pill get anything done? He seems to be too far away going across the line. Yeah, we stay the same. They're all within the 3 seconds as well.
Tambar maybe?
Frosty lost it, yeah. Tambar had a penalty as well, so he just wasn't close enough.
2 tenths.
Wow, that was so close. Tambar had to push a little bit more to get it. That was so close for him to get that P10. Yeah, the order of the back here. Nico John, not obviously with the really big spin and the damage earlier on, messed up his race, but as Fool and Dub as he goes across.
Who is your driver of the day?
Driver of the day?
Yeah.
That's honestly a good question. I think it's hard because I think Ankbank has driven the most flawlessly, even with the spin. But I think I'd have to say Bacon, honestly.
Yeah, exactly, because he was creating such a big gap.
Yeah, it's a hard one because Ankbank made a big mistake, but Bacon just didn't make any mistakes. He stayed out. He had a great strategy. He gained a massive gap on people, and when he had the fresher mediums, he took advantage instantly, right? And got in front of the other runners and created a gap. So that was a great race by him.
And how are the standings? Let's see.
Oof, this will be
the one standings.
Grab P6, not a bad race for him either.
Oh, Ankbank will retain his position in the championship.
Yeah, I don't think it matters for him too much. Obviously, I think it'll be most of a heartbreak for Suzuki. 2 races in a row where he's at the front row fighting for it, but that will mess him up in the championship here.
Might be the pressure of leading a race.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. It's the pressure is getting to him and he makes some mistakes. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah. You feel when you drive leading the race, you have to. I don't know. For me, it always feels a little bit different. Racing, leading a race.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you just can't take as many risks, and I don't think he did that either. I think he kind of went through from what his strategy was, and he kept to it. If you take one risk and it makes something, you saw that with Ankbank, right? He went for a risk and he went for a dive bomb, and yeah, boom, he's out of the race. It's like you kind of have to be careful.
He still got P2.
Well, yeah, he's not out of the race, but it's definitely out of what he could have done with his pace. Yeah. So, unfortunate for him, but you always have to keep it clean. Well, that's it, I guess. There we go.
Yeah.
A great race.